Hey guys, welcome back to Contest Prep University. I'm Joe Klemczewski with Adam Atkinson. We're going to start a new series on contest day expectations. And Adam, you brought up this topic. I think it's brilliant. There are a lot of people. I think back to my very first couple of shows that I competed in, and you just have these expectations of running to the mirror on contest morning and seeing this magically how overnight your body transformed into something that you knew was going to be perfect. So you got all of these dials you're spinning and levers you're pulling and all these variables in peak week, and you just know on that day everything's going to come together. And a lot of people just put too much emphasis on these weird expectations or these variables. So in terms of peak week itself, just the entire concept of this peaking process is going to do it all for me. What do you think is the biggest reason that that's probably a little too much to rely on?
Because I think a lot of people truly aren't ready to peak when they when they are getting ready for a show. Now, in the case that they're ready, it doesn't make a difference, absolutely, but it's going to be very individual. The smaller the person, the less the peak's really going to affect them, right? And then the more muscle mass they have, the more potential fullness they might be able to get out of it. So I really do think that people rely and sometimes pull back on their prep and say, well, I don't need to do this cardio, or I don't need to do this because I'm really relying on peak week to make me look good. But the truth is, you need to be lean and ready. You should look like you're ready to go on stage before you peak. So don't rely on the peak to being the magic thing that makes you look ready.
I have two clients right now that come to mind as you're describing this. And one is a really big, heavyweight dude. He's going to do extremely well. And he started out in a condition where every step of the way, you just keep looking better. You get more excited, and then you exceed what you've looked like in the past. And you're thinking, man, I'm so ready. This is great. And then all of a sudden, if you're a coach like me, you send your clients some photos of people who are really ready. And I said, look, these are the guys you're going to be standing next to potentially. Your condition is not even close. Like, let's stop and applaud what you've done so far. But as you're saying, Adam, the peaking process is not going to change this. And again, I go back to my early days as an amateur, because I was still trying to figure out where I fit in. And I competed anywhere from 172 pounds to 150, 22 pounds. That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of body fat change. So you can imagine somewhere those upper levels or 160s, I would be thinking, okay, man, it's going to be all the peaking magic that takes over here. And it wasn't until I was deep into my career as a pro that I realized, yeah, it's just fucking work. It just takes getting down there to that level of body fat, and then all of the peaking variables, all of the things you can do can really have dramatic impact and improve you to a large degree, improve that peaking look, or it may hurt you, but you still have a base of pretty solid perfection there if you're lean enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And I definitely agree with you. I've had these conversations with clients, and this is what kind of caused me to think of the idea of doing this specific topic on the podcast today.
So let's talk about what you can expect through the peaking process, because I've got clients who are lean enough, they're ready, they're already increasing food a little bit. And now it's down to, as I like to say, let's find that place where we know you're going to be 90 to 95% perfect, like full enough, we're heading in that direction. Then we still have to decide in a progressive linear load methodology, how far we're going to push the envelope. How far do we push for that extra fullness? So now I have to really consider their metabolic capacity, what their recent acute context has been with food intake, their body type in general. And, sometimes you get all the way to that edge. Sometimes you're a couple percent where you're like, man, we could have been a little more aggressive. But how do you articulate that to your clients?
Yeah, well, a lot of it, and I've been doing a lot of work with my pros on this. We're looking at criteria, and we're yeah, on the pro level, it's great. You get a bird's eye view of how everyone's going to look a couple weeks prior, or maybe they did a show right before your people. I like to describe it as, we need to fit the criteria. So do we need to be a little bit leaner? Should we err on the side of caution, or do we really need to push fullness based on what they're choosing that day? Now, other divisions like bodybuilding, it's a little easier because you're going to want that maximum fullness no matter what, because typically someone's always going to be bigger than you, but you want to keep conditioning in check. So you just want to describe to them, why you might want the best of both worlds, or why you might want to lean one direction versus the other.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, in the next few episodes, we're going to talk about other variables of the peaking process that you have to understand how much is going to change your overall look, so you know what to expect. So we'll see you next time in Contest Prep University.